Hello friends, in today's lecture you will be learning about the motion of a particle along vertical direction. You are aware about the motion of a particle along a straight line. Now there will be two cases for the motion of a particle along the vertical direction. In one case, you can throw a particle upwards, vertically upwards. In other case, you can throw the particle vertically downwards. So there will be two different cases for a particle along the vertical direction. First upward and second downward. So let us discuss with the vertically upward motion. Case 1. Vertically upward motion. Upward motion. See, is it possible to send this marker upward without assigning any initial velocity? Can you throw the body upward without any initial velocity? No, your answer will be no. You cannot throw a body vertically upwards without assigning any initial velocity. To throw a body vertically upward, you have to throw it with certain velocity. And you know, earth attracts each and every body towards itself. So whenever you will be throwing a body upwards, earth will be attracting it downwards. So there will be a force acting on the body opposite to the direction of its motion. And you know, when the force acts in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, there will be an acceleration in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. And acceleration in the direction opposite to the direction of motion is called retardation or deceleration, and it has negative sign. These things are very clear to you. Now see, whenever a body is thrown upwards, the acceleration acting on the body in the direction towards the earth, that is in the direction opposite to the direction of motion of the particle, is caused by the earth's gravity. So that is called acceleration due to gravity. And acceleration due to gravity is denoted by g. Now you have three different equations of motion. First, v is equal to u plus at. Second, s is equal to ut plus half at square. And third, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. So these three are the basic equations for a uniformly accelerated motion. Now, on the basis of these equations, you can write the equation for vertically upward motion, because vertically upward motion is also a straight line motion. Only the difference is that in place of a, you have to write g. A will be replaced by g. G is acceleration due to gravity. So first equation will be v is equal to u plus at. You see it here. U plus at. A is acceleration due to gravity. And you understand that a will be negative because it is acting downward, and you are throwing a body upward. You are throwing a body upward with initial velocity u, and acceleration is acting downward. So if you will take u positive, g will be negative. So this equation becomes v is equal to u minus gt. Second equation is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Here we are talking about the height attained by the particle in time t. So this s will be replaced by h is equal to ut again minus half gt squared. Then v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. V square is equal to u square minus 2gh. This is the expression for final velocity attained by the particle at height h. So in place of these three equations will be used for a particle thrown vertically upward with initial velocity u and uniform gravitational force is acting downward. So acceleration due to gravity is acting downwards. So g is taken as negative. Is it clear? So these are the equations. Now see value of g. Here g is equal to acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. And its value is 9.8 meter per second square. It is 980 centimeter per second square and it is 32 feet per second square. So whatever will be the systems of unit there, you can use accordingly. And this g is taken as constant if you are talking normally the upward motion. Normally upward motion means if a particle attains height not comparable with the radius of the earth, then this g will be almost constant. Is it clear? So these are the equations for vertically upward motion. Now in case 2, you will have vertically downward motion. So this upward is now downward, vertically downward motion. Whenever you will be talking about vertically downward motion, two situations will be there. In one situation you can throw a body downwards, means you will have to throw the body downwards with certain velocity, means there must be an initial velocity. Another situation will be that if you will drop the body, just leave the body, it will start coming down. So two situations will be there. In one situation the particle will start from rest, means if you will drop the body, you will just leave the body, the initial velocity will become 0. And if you will throw it down, then it will have some initial velocity. So first we write it when a particle is thrown down. You see thrown down means particle is thrown down. This is u. And acceleration due to gravity, this is g. Both are acting in the same direction. So u and g will have same sign. If u is positive, g will also be positive. So this a will be replaced by plus g here and it will be u plus gt. It will be ut plus half gt square. It will be v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. So these are the equations for vertically downward motion of a particle. There can be a situation in which the particle will just be dropped. So in case 2, when the particle is just dropped, what will happen? You just see. When a particle is dropped, then initial velocity u will become 0, and when u will be 0, the term containing u will be removed from these equations. So the equation will be v is equal to gt, h is equal to half gt square, and v square is equal to 2gh. So these are the equations. So you learnt vertically upward motion, vertically downward motion. In downward motion you learnt two cases. In one case the particle is thrown down, in other case the particle is just dropped. So these are the equations of motion for a particle along the vertical direction. Now there are some points which should be remembered by you, which should be taken care by you while solving the problem related to motion along the vertical direction. Note, you see, whenever you will throw a body vertically upward, its velocity will start decreasing and it will become 0 at certain height. And whenever it will become 0, now it will start coming down. So it will be the maximum height where velocity of the particle thrown upwards becomes 0. So you have to understand, at the highest position, v is equal to 0. You must remember, at the highest position v is equal to 0. Another information you should remember, that if you will throw a body upwards with certain velocity from the surface of the earth, it reaches the highest position, it acquires the highest position, and then it starts coming down. So whatever will be the time taken by the particle to reach its highest position is called time of ascent, and the time taken by the particle to reach the original position on the surface of the earth from its highest position is called time of descent. So time of ascent and time of descent are equal, means the time taken by the particle to reach its highest position is equal to the time taken by the particle to return the point of projection. Means time of ascent is equal to time of descent. So all these are the things related to motion of a particle along the vertical direction. With this, one-dimensional motion is complete now. This topic will also be repeated whenever you will start learning gravitation. So this can be repeated there, because acceleration due to gravity is the concept related to gravitation. So this will again be repeated. Thank you.